Voting just weeks away, the political fight to discredit the election in Arizona is underway before a single ballot is cast. Squaring off Governor Doug Ducey, who was President Trump's campaign leader here, and Democratic Secretary of State Katie Hobbs, whose office makes election rules and certifies the results. We're getting a preview of the sparring and disagreements that could lead to election challenges in Arizona, a state considered a must-win if the president is to stay in office. ABC 15's Nicole Valdez sorts out the politics from the policy.
Elections are complicated. Elections are important. It's why we have laws to tell leaders what they can and can't do to ensure a fair election. But things change. Challenges present themselves. And right now, it's a global health crisis.
Simply because a pandemic provides or creates challenges doesn't mean we can just abandon the rule of law.
Meet Eric Spencer. He was the state's elections director from 2015 to 2018. We sat down with him Wednesday to ask for his take on the debate happening at the Capitol. And it started with an email from Republican Yuma County Recorder Robin Pouquet to the governor's office.
We're in, the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. We're about to win and have a really great election, and the NFL changes the rules.
Pouquet says Secretary of State Katie Hobbs is asking Arizona to do things differently in 2020 due to COVID-19. First, allowing voters to register over the phone. And second, asking recorders to change up how special election boards work.
So a special election board is designed to accommodate folks that are in the hospital or in a nursing home or otherwise face special challenges where it is more appropriate to send election officials to the voter instead of the voter coming to the election office. This is a longstanding procedure in Arizona law that allows a county to put together a small team of individuals, at least two, and they have to be of different political parties, to go out and visit voters that may face a challenge ahead of Election Day that prevent them from using the traditional tools to vote.
Hobbs encouraging counties to let those men and women meet with the board virtually when needed or requested, since
sending election officials into a nursing home or a hospital might be outright prohibited, if not unsafe.
It may sound like a minute accommodation, but not when it's written in election law.
The law has always anticipated that special election board would be done face-to-face in the voter's presence.
County recorders fear having boards work with voters virtually means they may have to tell those election officials what their votes are in a video chat rather than filling out the ballot themselves. Echoing concern, Yavapai County Recorder Leslie Hoffman, also a Republican.
I'm not comfortable doing it virtually. I just don't believe that the procedures are within the confines of the law.
And here's where the politics come in. Remember, President Trump has tried to discredit the 2020 voting process, whether that be ballot by mail or claiming that thousands of illegal immigrants will vote. Governor Ducey reaching out to Hobbs' office Monday, telling the Secretary of State these policy changes should be suspended immediately, adding, at no point in addressing these challenges should we disregard the laws, policies, and procedures that exist to protect the integrity of our election system. But it's important to note, elections aren't Governor Ducey's job to handle. They're the Secretary of State's. Democrat Secretary Hobbs quick to respond, first shutting down any circumventing of the voter registration process, saying, "You can rest assured that no one is being registered to vote telephonically without having submitted a complete voter registration form." And later questioning his letter, adding, "Your own staff was included in emails and phone calls discussing special election boards and the potential use of technology to assist those boards. I believe this guidance will, if necessary, protect the voting rights of those who rely on an SEB to vote and is within reasonable contours of state law." But Ducey firing back, calling for no exceptions, that the policy change will not be considered at this time, and saying this is not the time to experiment. So how does Hobbs ensure a fair election and stick to the law while making adjustments for those that need it in order to vote?
I think election officials are coming from the right motivation to try and create new workarounds, but you still have to stay within the law.
I agree that we need to make every effort to let all of our citizens, regardless of where they at or any of their challenges, try to do everything we can to accommodate voting. But more than that, we have to put integrity and security first.
Now, this is a recommendation by the Secretary of State, not a requirement. In order to do that, the legislature would need to change the law, and they're not in session right now. Now, it is up to the county recorders what they choose to do. If they disagree with Hobbs's recommendation, they can move forward and choose to do as they see fit. It is also important to note that both sides, Republicans and Democrats right now, are getting ready to fight the results of the election, which we could see just after Election Day. I'm Nicole Valdez, ABC 15, Arizona.